Alright, so check this out. This is Jiri Prochazka, the UFC's light heavyweight title contender, and in this video, I'll be turning him into his nickname, the Czech Samurai, literally. I've also prepared a 2-minute boss fight scene for you guys to see him in action, but before we get to that, let's talk about how I actually made this thing happen. Now, the first thing I had to figure out was, what is this man's samurai alter ego actually going to look like? And my idea was to essentially turn him into a demigod with all kinds of abilities, and we'll get to that, but that's where Character Creator 5 actually came in again. I quickly generated a base head model, then took it into Blender to refine the sculpt some more. I gave him a suitable hair and beard, and after about a day of working on it, I was able to achieve a likeness that I was pretty content with. I found a Ronin-style outfit online that was exactly what I was envisioning, and it even came with a pair of katanas, which is amazing. So I bought that shit right away. Then I adjusted the colors, made the sword glow to better match the idea that I had in my head, and boom, we got a Jiri Prochazka demigod alter ego. The next thing I had to figure out was the location. Where do I want this fight scene to happen? And honestly, this was the most tedious part of the entire project, and it was largely my fault because actually going into this, I did not have anything in mind. I didn't know where I wanted this to take place. The only thing I had in mind was I wanted it to be a Japanese setting. I spent a lot of time looking, and I was only able to find like a couple that were promising, like this 3D model of an Asian style street with old school architecture. Like I was 100% locked in, but then I remembered the video game Sifu, specifically the boss fight Sean. I mean, the colors, the lighting, the fire, the dojo, the atmosphere, the entire vibe. It was like as soon as I remembered that, instantly I knew exactly what I wanted to do with this. I quickly found a 3D model of a dojo and spent a few hours setting up the lighting, adjusting the materials, the background, and the overall environment to essentially look like a fire chamber, but clean and classy at first. And then as the fight progresses, it'll get way more chaotic and way more intense. So I had the look I was going for, right? I had my Jiri Prochazka model, I had my location for the fight scene, and I even had a kind of a nod to God of War, like a Kratos style inspired character that was going to be Jiri Prochazka's opponent. And all that was left now was to design the fight scene. And my idea was, Jiri Prochazka is a demigod called the Czech Samurai. He is about 6'9", and his powers include A, the ability to fly as he demonstrates by constantly levitating. B, he can manipulate the environment by creating shock waves, either by Hulk smashing into the ground or extending his arms out wide. He is a master swordsman who also has the ability to summon a legion of swords to descend on his opponents and also fly towards them. I really like this part. And when he gets sick of taking it easy on you, almost like a second phase, he has the ability to make himself extremely large, which makes specific parts of his body invulnerable to all attacks while that phase lasts, specifically the parts of him on fire. I basically imagine him as a boss in a video game that a player has to defeat before like being able to move on to their next objective, and I wanted the scene to reflect that vibe, right? You walk into his chamber, he praises your bravery, then he threatens you, then you guys fight, and during the fight at different times he shows you all of his abilities until the end where you either kill him or he kills you. Now setting up every single shot in this fight scene was really time consuming, I'm not even gonna lie. Like I wanted over the top dynamic camera angles that gave you both Jiri and his opponent's perspective at different times, and I wanted the fight to be long enough to show off all of Jiri's abilities without being so long that it'll take me like 6 months to finish this thing. All in all, man, this project took me over a month to complete, and my hope was with this one is, as you guys watch, that you can see the improvements that I'm making, and that those improvements are very clear, and that it solidifies in your mind that every single new project I do is going to be better than the last one. And that's my promise to you guys, all right? So without wasting any additional time, I really wanted to keep this first section as short as possible. Here is the fight scene. Hope you guys enjoy.
You are very brave to come after me alone. A terrible idea, but brave. Ah. Good. You will die here. I told you, you will die here. Return when you are worthy.